All right, everyone, welcome to Rhythm and Roads, Las Vegas, also Los Angeles, because we are associated out there. And so I want to bring a
Yeah.
special guest from LA, punk rock music artist Jules and the Howl. Welcome to the show.
Ow! What's
Ow!
up? Yes! What's
Yeah, what's up?
up?
What's
Joshua,
up?
how are you?
Oh, doing great. Truly blessed. How are you doing?
I'm good. You know what? I am kind of quasi Vegas slash LA a little bit. My
Okay.
parents are actually based in Summerlin. So, like,
Oh, no way. Summerland. No way.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Yeah, I
I
actually
go
like
out
Summerland.
there. I love
Oh,
Summerlin. Oh
yeah.
my God. It's so pretty. Like, they live like not even 10 minutes from Red Rock. Like,
Oh, yeah. I
it's
love Red
awesome.
Rock.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So we've been in LA, my husband and I, since 2019. But
Oh,
during the
shoot. Okay.
pandemic, yeah, but during the pandemic, it just like didn't make sense to have an apartment here because nothing was going on. So like we were living in Vegas for like 2 years during that
Oh,
time.
shoot. Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah. So Vegas is I love Vegas. Vegas
It's
is
like
great.
second home to you, or
In a
what is it?
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of like I don't really go to the strip. Like I just go to hang out at my parents' place and hang out at their
Yeah.
pool. You know, like
That's
that's
fine.
Vegas to me. You know, like I'm like nah, I don't need to go to the strip. Don't worry about it. I'll do everything else. I'll go to downtown Vegas. I'll go to the Arts District. But like I don't, you know, I'm good
Yeah.
otherwise.
I'll just go across the street to Red Rock Casino.
See,
Yeah.
the casino or the mountains.
Or the
Yeah,
mountains,
absolutely.
right?
Or the
Yeah.
mountains.
Yeah. A good hike,
Yeah.
sightsee. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm
That's
good.
cool.
I'm Gucci.
That's cool to know. That means that next time you come out here with your husband and we could all hang out and chill and have a drink and rock out.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I actually played Vegas back in December as part of
Oh,
my
really? Okay.
as part of my tour that I was on. I played at the Red Dwarf. You ever been there?
Heard of it. Yeah, I've never been there, but I've
Okay.
heard of it. Yeah.
It's like it's a cool spot. It's like it's a dive, but it's a cool spot.
Okay. Oh, that's
Really
cool.
good pizza. Like you're kind of like, oh, cool. They give the band pizza, but like I was like, no, actually, I will take this pizza. I will
Oh,
100%. Yeah, no, like it was
that's
really good.
cool. Wow.
Yeah.
So they have
But yeah.
No, yeah, I'm
Uh,
just saying that's cool to know that you have family out here. That way you can come out here and
yeah.
shows because I'd love to see you
Yeah.
live.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping to come out there again hopefully this year if not sooner.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I first kind of got introduced to the music scene there though because you know my buddies in Crashing Wayward.
Yeah, go
Pete and
guys. Yeah, I
Carl.
just saw them
I know.
recently too. Like, oh
Weren't
my
they fan
God.
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
fantastic live. Like they're just great humans, like really great humans. My producer Tom Chandler at Elite Recordings, he's known Pete, he's known Carl for
Oh
like
wow, okay.
ever. Yeah, because I don't know if Pete used to be in LA, but Carl was definitely in LA for like a
Mhm.
hot minute. So he's known them, and about a year and a half ago, I was like, you know, I'd really love to do a collab with another artist, kind of, you know, like have a different sound, different vibe, and also just, you know, cross reference crowds. And he was like, cool, let's hit up, you know, Pete and Carl, see what's up. And we ended up doing a collab together. We did a pop punk cover of Kendrick Lamar's Luther.
Whoa. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
So,
I was gonna talk about in the interview.
well, I got you. I
I'm
beat you
like,
to
dang, girl,
it.
you're already skipping the lines on this, so I'm gonna have to rearrange everything now.
I'm
I was
keeping you
like,
on your
okay,
toes,
let's jump
man.
to top. We'll jump to 10.
I got you. I'm keeping you on your toes.
For real. Oh, geez, please. Well, okay, before we get into that,
Sure.
I mean, thank you for bringing that up because I'm already like, I want to just jump to that now.
I got you.
But here's the thing. As music art, because I'm a musician as well, I'm a drummer. So one thing about
Right.
musicians, I always love to know the foundation of their story or how they got started. So what was, in the very beginning, I mean, a long time ago, that kind of thing, And yeah, as you probably heard the
Sure.
Star Wars theme going on.
Yeah.
But but yes, I want to know, and because LA, Vegas, everyone else have seen your shows. They've heard the music, incredible.
Thank
But
you.
what's the story behind Jules and the How? What was the story when the beginning, when you started, when you were young, and you had the
hmm
desire to want to pursue singing? The desire to write music. Where did all that start?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you wanting to like know the origin story,
Of
if you will.
course, yeah.
Yeah, so I was first inspired to sing, honestly, like when I heard "Respect" by Aretha Franklin, like,
Oh,
and the way that just that very first opening note, that like what
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, okay, so she makes me feel something instantly, and
Wow.
I'm immediately hooked in, and I'm just emotionally like I get it. I know exactly how she's feeling. It's like there's this immediate emotional like tether. I
Mm.
was like, I want to be able to do that.
Wow. Okay.
And so she's the reason I became a singer, like quite
Really? She
honestly. Oh
is.
yeah.
Okay.
She's the reason. Yeah. So,
Interesting.
like from there, like I was a theater kid growing up.
Oh
I
yeah?
did.
Oh
Oh
wow.
yeah. Can you tell I'm like
Oh,
this? Like,
like
yeah.
whoa.
Right? I know, shocking. So I was a musical theater kid growing up. I did show choir growing up. Like I did like competitive stuff. I actually did a competition at Disney World
Oh,
twice,
you
which was really cool.
did. All right.
Yeah, it was fun. It was like a little middle school trip. It was fun.
Yeah.
But so a lot of my stage presence and the way that I use my body and use the stage itself, kind of as a whole, is from that musical theater training,
Wow.
from that
Interesting.
like that theatrical background. Yeah. So, you'll find I'm very like larger than life. I use the entire room, honestly.
Cool.
And yeah, and so I've used that training really to my advantage. So did that, playing piano since I was like 7. I was a really crappy student because I wouldn't practice any of the classical stuff. I was just like, I have a little diddly thing here. This is more fun to do. And
Oh
so
my God.
I
I bet
learned
your
like
teacher really loved you.
she hated. Oh my god, she hated me,
Oh
hated me, hated me, hated
man.
me, hated me, hated me. Like I think she's like secretly like was like, okay, there's something there in this chick, but like she
Yeah.
just hated that I didn't, because I was not ready for recitals. I was
Oh
never ready
yeah.
for recitals. It's fine. So like I can do well with keys, and I have the
Yeah.
guitar obviously, and so have that. Um, Went to school for theater, like straight, like I got a BA in theater from Boston College,
Oh,
and
cool. Nice.
yeah, and I did I went to an acting conservatory for my study abroad in London. So it was
Wow,
very
London.
much, yeah, I was transformational.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, no, like very much the reason that I'm able to be in touch with my vulnerability and have it as like a power as opposed to a weakness is truly because of my training in London.
Wow.
And long story short, what I mean by that is, you know, they do not mess around in London. Like the Brits are very straightforward. They cut to the chase, and they really kind of forced me to just strip away all these layers that I built up over my life, get down to the very, very core essence of like who I am, the very soft underbelly, the thing that we don't want to actually expose to anybody,
Wow.
and be connected with that, and then like use that as part of like how I interact with people, like, but then also kind of like how I am like authentically, if that makes sense. And my authenticity, I feel like I really make it translate into my music.
Okay.
So that kind of came to that. So then, I'm in college, and I am on the path to become an actor, like go do the thing in New York, audition for grad schools, whatever. And I would always find myself gravitating towards the practice rooms with that had like a little piano. And
Okay.
I just always found myself like just going there to like vent, like literally, just let it all kind of come out of my fingertips on the piano, and just write music that way. And, one of the pieces of advice I got when I was young was to do what I would regret more not doing. And I knew that I would regret more not pursuing music than pursuing acting.
Wow.
Uh, so I was like, okay, like halfway through senior year, I was like, okay, I'm a pivot. Like it's not like a full blown pivot, but it was enough of a pivot.
Yeah.
And so I, kind of plunged right in. I knew no one in music. I had no connections. Boston College has a cool theater program. It does
Okay.
not have a music program. I mean, it does, but not really.
Yeah.
And certainly not like a popular, like a modern music program. So, and there's like one or two bands that have come out of Boston College, but like it's not that kind of school.
Okay.
So I moved back to the Chicago area, and I literally started from scratch. Like I just dove right in. I started, and I went to conferences too. So I was like trying to network as much as I could. I was trying to meet people, meet bands, meet musicians,
That's
whatever.
cool. Wow.
Yeah, so kind of cut my teeth in Chicago and that scene. Like really kind of figured out like, okay, do I want to do pop or country or EDM or rock, whatever. I was like, I had no freaking idea.
Uh,
So I, eventually then over time, and as I performed more, I found myself really coming alive with music that was from like the Woodstock era.
Oh, okay.
So like
Yeah.
Hendrix and Zeppelin, and like it was the rock, but it was the rawness, the
Yeah, the
raw,
rawness.
just unfiltered,
Yeah.
like okay, like this is cathartically like what we do, who we are. Um, and that kind of then led me into Queen. So Queen's obviously like about a decade or so later. And when I saw like Freddie Mercury Live Aid, I was like, this is the guy.
Wow.
Like, this is my new, like, this is my idol. This is my hero right
Yeah.
now. Because not only could he get a crowd just to go like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh, but
Right.
like his vocals were insane. His songwriting
Yeah.
was insane. His performance, his theatricality. So I was like, okay, this is the kind of show I want to put on. So, fast forward, I went through various iterations. Like I was, my full name is Julianne, so I was like, okay, I'll be Julianne Q. I'll be Julianne Q in the band. Okay, now I'll be Julianne Q in the Howl. And then I was like, okay, I don't go by Julianne. I go by Jules. It's been like 10 years since anyone's like really called me Julianne. And so I was like, this is more authentically me anyway. So let's
Yeah.
just go shorten it. And then the Howl. So the Howl is an homage to two things. One is that Woodstock reference, and I'll get to that. But the second thing is it's a reference to the Chicago blues scene.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah, so there was a really influential artist called Howlin' Wolf, and he in turn and that whole scene was extremely influential on the Stones and the Woodstock rock and roll scene,
Oh,
right?
interesting.
Yeah, so it's sort of my like, okay, here's my Chicago connection of the
Yeah.
blues and like that just kind of soulful, gritty, raw vibe feeding into the rock and roll that I fell in love with, which then kind of led me to Queen. So that's what the Howl is, and the Howl then for me was like, okay, well, what is that? And I wanted my music to be like a moment of catharsis, a moment of like anthemic just release of
Mm.
everything kind of pent up inside of you, like
Oh,
just let
yeah.
it go, and like let it all out. And so I was like, well, what is that? And I was like, howling, like just oh, like let
Yeah.
it go. That's what it
Let it
is. So
go.
yeah, so that's the journey in three
What a
minutes or whatever the heck it
journey.
was. So yeah, here
No,
we
yeah.
are.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
I
That's
got you.
incredible. I wonder,
Yeah,
and that's the thing I love is I want the fans to see this so they could know your story, right? I mean,
yeah.
they probably some already do, but just those that don't, they're just like, "Whoa, really?" Like now I feel like they appreciate you already. They love you and everything, but just they appreciate you even more because they understand the foundation, how it all started. It's just like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know I do because I think it's important to remember that we're humans and so are the fans.
Yeah.
And we live in an influencer culture and we live in an age where social media really dictates like so much success as an artist. And I myself really kind of oh shit, did I freeze?
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit. Oh, there you go.
Ah,
You're
we're
back.
back.
Oh,
We're back.
okay, back.
Like
Whoa,
I was
whoa.
like, don't do that to me. Don't do that. I just moved rooms. Don't do this. Okay. No, I shit, what
We were
was the
talking about the
question?
fans of just how they
Yes, thank
social
you. So
media,
like
how they
thank
do.
you. So like I'm always like, okay, how can I, you know, do some of these trends that but that resonate with me
Yeah,
without going full-blown influencer? Cuz like there's nothing wrong with that path. It's just not for me. And
right.
my so much of what I do is like having that authentic expression and like being that like directly connect. That's why like honestly, if you've seen on my Instagram grid, like I've just every now and then post just like a note, like it's just from my notes app, in which is just like my rawest emotions of like
Oh
I've been
wow.
going, yeah, and I've been going through like a lot this year with various ups and downs in my life, and so I was just like, I don't know how to articulate this except to just post it and be like, I know I'm not the only person feeling that,
Yeah.
and mix that in with like, okay, the fun content, the fun trends, whatever. So anywho, that's all to say that like I agree with you that the story is important, because like, okay, like this is a human, like
Right. Right.
why should I care, why should I
Yeah.
listen to them, as much as it is like, okay, well then also like this makes sense for why she sings the way she does or she writes the way she does or what have
Right.
you.
Makes sense. Yeah, and I totally agree. And I like the fact that you post every now and then like little snippets of like you said your how you're feeling. That way you can let people know like, hey, I'm going through this.
Right,
Who else is feeling this? Who else is going through this, you know?
right, and I
Making
think,
yeah.
yeah, and I think we're kind of as a society, like really kind of having a bit of a
Yeah.
shift where we're wanting to see more of that authenticness. Like, where so much of the stuff that we see is like just AI slap or it's marketing or
Yeah.
whatever. So like we're wanting to see that real connection. And I find that those posts were like my face isn't even in it, dude. Like it's just a screenshot of
Wow.
the note, like in
Yeah.
my phone. And those do some of the best in terms of engagement. And it doesn't
Wow.
surprise me because it's like, okay, well, then everybody else is like chiming in, being like, dude, same, or yeah, like this thing helped me go through, what you're going through, or oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I just went through that. It's like, okay, here's a quick reminder that like I am, by the way, human. So
No, yeah,
I,
that's interesting. Yeah, I need to check some of that out on your page and read more about those of what you've been posting, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, no worries.
Well, I want to thank you again for sharing just
Of
the
course.
incredible start of your journey, and wow, and that inspired me too, just to see how where you come from, where you came from, right from that point, going through college and then discovering yourself, which I thought it was so cool that you were kind of like figuring out the different genres, right? Like, well, does this fit
Mm-hmm.
me? Does that fit me? Of course,
Mm-hmm.
Queen came around, you're like, okay, that's kind of the
Yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah.
connection, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like I
it's
was
pretty
like,
cool.
that's what's up. That's
That's
what's
what,
up.
yeah, and I love, yeah, Freddie Mercury. I love his style
Mm,
too, like especially the
mm,
movie. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now that we've gone through that chapter of chapter one, so your latest EP, which I've explored, wow,
Thank
like
you.
pretty much all the songs on there, I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, thank
But my
you.
top three, I do like In the End, My Turn, and Boys Club. Just
Hell
the
yeah.
style of it. I gotta say, really, Jules, your voice is very like I catch on quick to like very quickly. You know what I
Oh my
mean?
gosh, thank you.
Yeah, I mean
Thank you
that's
so
cool
much.
because I grew up with listening to Amberlyn. You remember, yeah, I mean
Mm-hmm.
Stephen
Mm-hmm.
Christian, which is the
Mm-hmm.
singer, other
Mm-hmm.
bands too, and the thing about certain voices is that I catch on quick to them. Like, oh my God, like I like his voice or her voice, you know. But yeah, your voice is unique. It does have that nice rock feel, especially for punk. I mean, I don't know if that's the direction is alternative rock or punk, but I feel like it's punk more.
Yeah, no, and especially with, and thank you. That's
Oh yeah.
all very, very kind. I truly appreciate it. I would say I say I do theatrical rock with a punk edge.
Oh okay.
So so that's like, like, hey, what's your elevator pitch? That's what I do.
Okay.
And so that EP was very much like catharsis. Like that was like, okay, these are like the snapshots in like the last year or so, 2 years of like, okay, here's various moments where I'm feeling. I would say in my new stuff that I have coming out, like I just sent the demo over to my band
Oh, you
because
did?
we're
Nice.
yeah because we're the first leg of our tour is next weekend, and I was like,
Oh wow,
hey,
really?
yeah, and I was like, hey, can we like squeeze this demo in? Thanks.
Nice.
So,
All
anywho,
right.
and that stuff is going like I would say even more the boys club my turn direction than
Okay.
like
Cool.
in the end Parent Trap direction. Like so
Yeah.
like a little heavier, a little harder, honestly a little angrier just
Oh.
because of
Oh,
like
geez.
where this is how I'm feeling about things that
Yeah.
of the world that we have going on. Um so yeah. I think did you have a question behind that or are you
Oh
just
no,
saying
so I was
those are
gonna
the
just
three? Okay, those are just
I
the
was
three. All right,
yeah,
cool,
those
cool,
are the
cool.
top three. I just what's the I guess the inspiration behind those songs. I mean, you don't have to go
Yeah.
through each one, but just the whole EP of just was it during a time you're going through something, or what was the journey for that?
Oh man, each song each song had its own journey. I'm trying not to sound like a stereotypical like artist, but like um I will say the oldest song is actually My Turn
Okay.
because I had actually released that under a different project name like 5 years ago, like during the pandemic. And I was looking, I was like, hey, I want to have another song to add onto the EP, but like, we're kind of running out of time and options here. And I I was like, hey, what about this? It's like an old ass one. And I was like, maybe like talking to Tom, my producer, I'm like, maybe you can work with it, do something with it. And he was like, yeah, we can do this. So I hit up my co-writer on that song, Ian Rotner. I knew him from Chicago. So again, like 5, 6 years ago. And I was like, hey, do you mind if I take down the old version and do a new one and kind of put a new spin on it? And he's like the chillest guy, and he's also the sweetest
Nice.
guy. So he was like, yeah, you have my blessing. Like, go for it. So,
So cool.
so my turn is like the oldest one, and it's very much like, when is it going to be my turn? Like
Yeah.
I feel like like so many of us, it's like we have a dream in front of us, and we fight and we toil and we sacrifice and we scrape by and we start to go down a path that's different than our peers, right? Like some of us have like friends and family that are having kids sooner, or have a house, or have
True.
like
Yeah.
yeah, like a certain income level, whatever, and you're going down a different path, and like eventually you're kind of like, dude, when is it going to be my turn for this?
Yeah.
Like, when is it
Very
my
true.
turn to succeed? My turn
Yeah.
to like kind of get what I've worked towards,
Of
So,
course. Yeah.
yeah, so that song is just like my pure frustration. Like, yo, what WTF? When is it going to be like my turn, kind of a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say like the music is probably going more towards
Towards all
that
that. Okay.
that realm.
That realm.
Now, completely on the other, did you mention no, you didn't mention Goodbye Ride or Die, but I'll talk about it anyways because basically I bring it up to say that it's like the kind of random B-side that I threw on there,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's still extremely emotional. It's
Okay.
very, the theme of that EP was so cathartica, catharsis, like just that like emotional release of, and it was different types of emotions, right? So
Yeah.
Boys Club was like that frustration with the kind of boys, literal boys club that I know I encounter all the time in music and otherwise. Um, my turn, that frustration with my career, and then there
In the
was
end, right?
in the end, yeah.
Yeah.
So in the end is like, God, I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted. I am so like just
Oh,
like I am drained, man. Like I'm
man.
so it's kind of like the answer to my turn. Like
Yeah.
it's sort of like, okay, but in the end like this is what I'm after. This is what I was made for. Like I
Yeah.
was I was put on this earth to do this, and like I'm just going to keep going, and one day I'll see this the my name in the stars, and that'll be that. So it has a very kind of more like hopeful quality to it.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but on the opposite side, sonically, you have Goodbye Ride or Die, which is like a completely different type of emotional release. Like that was me giving myself the closure to a friendship breakup that I
Oh,
never got.
wow.
Hmm
Really? Oh, wow.
hmm
Okay.
Yeah, it was a
Interesting.
very I like cried during taking by when recording the vocals. Like it was
Wow.
hard. Yeah, like and that was a song that I kind of written over the last couple of years, and I again, it's so not what I usually do, but it still had the essence of like, okay, this is raw and real, and like here's an emotional release, and like
Yeah.
you're still hearing me go through that journey vocally. And so that was really special that I got to release that, because it's not something that I could normally just kind of put out as a single, because it doesn't really quite fit what I'm doing. But like the
Mhm.
fact that I got to have this EP, have this journey, and then throw that song on there as like, hey, by the way, like I was absolutely shattered by this breakup, this friendship breakup, and I never it's written to someone who she was my like best friend. I was like 13, 14, and I thought she was going to be my maid of honor kind of thing.
Wow.
And things happen, slash we lost touch, and like I moved to LA and she had already been living here and like completely ghosted me,
Oh,
that kind of a thing.
man.
Yeah, just there was just a lot. It was just a lot of baggage and a lot of like trauma kind of like in there. Plus of like, just things with my own life. Like I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, at least initially. And so she was kind of one of the people that I just like grabbed to be a friend. You know what I mean? I was like, you be my friend. And so kind of realizing that like kind of giving myself that grace of like, hey, you didn't, you just needed a friend, and maybe
Yeah.
you didn't necessarily vet that person because you
Yeah.
were 14, and like eating lunch by yourself in the high school bathroom cafeteria, whatever the hell it was. You know what I mean? So it was like, okay, you needed someone. So yeah, so that was basically a letter to her being like, I am saying goodbye. I never thought I would have to, but
Wow.
this is
Well,
what it
that,
is.
well, I mean, it sucks that it had to happen like that. I mean, where you guys had this close bond of friendship and then it just pretty much ends like that, you know? Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, it
and
was
the thing is,
unfortunate.
yeah, and there's things that we relate to, and those probably watching can too, is like sometimes you have relationship, well, not really relationships, but friendships, or just people you come across, right? Maybe if after a while getting to know them, and then all of a sudden they just ghost you, and you're
Hmm
just kind of like without any explanation, and you're just like, why, you know?
Yeah, no, and I was thinking I never learned why, and I like to think I'm a
That's what's frustrating.
dude, yeah, and that's the thing, like people do not talk enough. They're starting to. I'm starting to see it, but like they don't talk
Yeah.
enough about friendship breakups as opposed to romantic breakups. In my opinion, I think friendship breakups are so much harder. I think they're so much more devastating. I
You think
but
so? Wow.
I do, but I'm biased because I've been with my husband for almost 11 years.
Oh,
So
wow.
like,
Congrats on
you know what
that. Yeah.
thank you. But you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, well, like,
Well, okay, yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah, you're good in that department, Jules. But like, but for real though, like I even when I the few boyfriends I had before Dave, like I just it wasn't nearly as gut wrenchingly because you're kind of like you're being rejected, not just, like I feel like when you're being rejected romantically, it's like okay, like obviously there's so much to that, like we
Yeah.
all want to find a partner, we all want to find that special someone, but I think when you get rejected as a friend, it's like you're rejected just like for being who you are, and
Well,
like
that's
like you're
true.
rejected,
Yeah.
like you're just rejected just for you, and like a
Yeah.
lot of times, and I think the thing is a lot of times with friendship breakups, like there isn't necessarily like an official like blowout, like there's not like a moment where you're like
Oh,
that's it, like
yeah.
bitch, like you're out of my life, like fuck you know what I mean, like
That's why I'm
there's
taking you off my top 10 friend list
right,
on my.
right, right, right. Like that usually doesn't happen. In a romantic relationship, like I would say it happens more often that there's like okay, here is before and after the relationship kind of a thing. In friendships, like there's usually not. Like you drift away or you just stop talking to the person, or it's
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
like a one-sided fight and you're like, dude, I truly don't know what I did wrong, so
Yeah.
I wanted to I had to write about that, quite honestly, in order to kind of help with my journey. But then I was like, I know for a fact that other people can relate to
Oh,
this
of
shit. Like
course. Yeah.
I know that. So
Well, thank you for writing that song that we could all
got you.
relate to.
No
Yeah.
worries. Thank you.
Now, from tragic and heartbreak
Hmm.
and what the F, this
Hmm.
I do like the song Love.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. Now we're in the love section.
Now we're in the love section.
Yeah. So love is definitely in the air. So
Yep.
I do like the song Love.
Yep. I'm glad. Yeah,
Yeah, but
love
it's a catchy song. I like that. Yeah.
that, dude. That is my musical theater queen song.
That's cool. Nice.
Like that is right
Yeah.
there. It's like, love, 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 and like all the different harmonies. It's
Yeah.
like that was my Freddie Mercury attempt,
Nice.
basically.
That's cool. Nice.
Thank you.
Now we
Yeah.
are going to jump now from love to what we were talking about
Yeah.
from the
To what I
beginning.
jumped to in the part
Yeah,
in
from
the
Luther
yeah.
with the frontman of Crashing Wayward, Pete Summit. But yeah, how did
Yeah.
that start with you guys collaborating?
Yeah, so Pete and Carl, who are like two of the guys in the band,
Yeah.
they knew my producer Tom Chandler
Oh,
from
okay.
like back in LA. They used to work with him kind of on and off like in the scene. And, I went to Tom and I was like, hey, I really want to do a collab. I don't really know who, but I want to like do it with someone that's like outside of my scene,
Okay.
so I can kind of, branch out, have different audience, like hear my music, but also like
Yeah.
different, just a different take, a different vibe.
Right.
But I also want to do a cover because I was like, all right, like let's do something that's really like crazy different, but like still a cover of a popular song. Cause like, again, I'm trying to like spread out my music, and that's a way to do it, is doing covers. So, um, and he was like, okay, message received. And so he was like, no one will ever think that you'll cover like a Kendrick Lamar song. And I was like, okay, heard. I can't even say that I listen to like that, like his music that often. Like he's lovely. It's not
Yeah.
particularly my thing.
Right.
So he then just whipped it around like in a 24-hour period, and he arranged the whole damn thing with like a demo
Wow.
vocal and everything. Yeah, and he just was like, okay, like this is what we're doing. And it was this like insane like heavy pop punk, like with like a really bright chorus. I would have never in my wildest dreams reimagined it that way. But that's Tom. That's how incredible he is.
That's
And
cool.
so yeah, so he was like, all right, who are we gonna do this with? I think it should be a male vocalist, and let me call Pete. And he's like, all right, do it. And so Tom went down to Vegas, hung out with Pete and Carl, did their stuff there. And then I eventually drove down to Vegas to shoot the music video for it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so Pete hooked us up with Sun Studios, and they were a blast to work with. So much fun. And like
Oh,
Pete,
cool.
I love Pete because he's such an easygoing guy, and he's
Yeah, he
so
is.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. It's so funny. He's one of those guys where he's like night and day on the stage versus like in real life,
Mhm.
I'm a little bit closer to like who I am on stage versus like, in real life.
Okay.
Differences, but Pete's like he's very like he's kind of like just like he's like, hey, what's up? Like, how's it going?
Like
Like,
very
yeah,
collective,
cool.
very
Like,
reserved and
yeah,
chill.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
got a
like,
little glimpse of that when I met him at the
mm-hmm.
Billards Bar and Grill.
Yeah, yeah,
Backstage
no.
Billards Bar and Grill, or whatever. Backstage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then meanwhile they put on a kick-ass show and it's absolutely
Oh
high
yeah.
energy, super killer. His
Very
vocals are
cool.
great.
Yeah.
Like the whole band, like I love their lineup now. Like it's I've seen them live in LA, like they're great. And so yeah, we were like, okay, and then we did the thing and that was that. And so yeah, I haven't okay, so we were gonna do the song live together. And it's not, oh my God, dude, it is not an easy song to do.
It's not, no?
Musically. No,
Oh,
like
oh.
musically, it's like all over the place. And then on top of that, like
Oh
it's
wow.
it's Kendrick Lamar, so it's like da 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 da
Oh,
da
okay.
da da, like vocally, like you are going, dude, like you do not
Ah,
breathe, okay? And
dang.
so we were gonna do it in May of 25. It came out in May of 25, like the
Okay.
single, and then we were gonna debut it at my show at the Viper Room in LA, and they were gonna come up. So Carl and Pete were gonna come up and do it with me. So Carl gets here fine. Pete, his car breaks down
Oh
halfway between
man.
Vegas and LA. Yep. I
Oh
don't I don't know why they didn't ride together. I didn't ask. I was like, I'm not
yeah.
dealing with this. But so yeah, Pete, his car broke down in like Bakersfield, and he was like, dude, I
Oh
can't get there,
man.
and so I was like, okay. And so like again, it wouldn't matter if it was like a normal song, but
Yeah.
like this is like his part is ba ba da ba da. It's
Yeah.
so rhythmic and it's
Yeah.
precise and it's like you are going and you don't stop. So like I did the whole song by myself and it was
Oh
great
my
and it worked
gosh.
out. Like it worked out. It was fine, but
Yeah.
it was just like on the fly. We're like Roman, like another big breath. Roman numerals ever blade. I was like,
Oh
huh? Huh?
dang.
Am I sounding? And luckily,
That's a
actually, it was so
trip.
funny. No, dude, and like luckily, like
Oh.
there's parts in the pre-chorus where like
I'm even catching my breath. I'm like, God,
dude,
I'm not even
it
singing the
was
song.
no, it was a trip, and like I
Oh,
mean, it worked out, like
yeah.
whatever. But like we still need to actually do the song together live. So we've talked about it. I'm sure at some point I'll come down to Vegas again, or they'll come up
Oh,
and do
please
it, and I'll hop
do.
up. Yeah, yeah,
I want
yeah,
to hear
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We're very much due for it, so it'll happen.
So when you found out that his car broke down and this was the day of the
Oh,
concert,
dude, it was like hours before.
how did you
Oh
like what
yeah.
was like really what was your response like just of your thoughts just like how am I going to do this? There's people waiting for this show of us and like you just jumped right into it, like okay.
Nah, man, the show goes on.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, for me, like, and I don't mean to sound cocky with that, but like, truly, like, I've with my musical theater training, my show
Yeah,
choir
okay.
background, like, it doesn't matter if you miss a step, you miss a note, you keep smiling and you keep on going because nine times
True.
out of ten, like, the audience isn't gonna notice, like, because like the audience is watching how you react. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, if
very true.
they
Okay.
if they're like, oh, she's nervous or oh, she's, then they get taken out of it and then they're just kind of, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, no, like. I'm gonna give these people a show.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be a great show? Like, hey, we'll find out. But I mean, no. And dude,
Yeah.
that particular, oh my god, that show was wild because I had all kinds of difficulties. Like, I had a wardrobe malfunction on stage.
Oh, really?
Like,
Wow.
like no, I'm wearing a corset, right? Okay, I'm wearing a corset. Now, thank God I was wearing a bra underneath it because like the first two started to go, and I was like, and like
Oh,
the song is
wow.
starting, I'm turning around, I'm like flashing my drummer as like my backing vocalist is coming around trying to clip me in. I'm trying to get clipped in. I somehow get clipped in time to
Oh,
turn around, grab the
man.
mic, and start the song. I was like, what the hell?
And
Like
your drummer's probably like, oh, I don't remember
oh,
this during
he's like,
rehearsal.
do 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 do
Yeah,
do
don't.
do
Yeah.
do. Like he's like, I'm just gonna keep. I don't even know if he noticed
Oh
to be
my
real. Like
God.
because it's a quick change. You know what I mean? It's a quick change costume. It's not like I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
like I'm just
right,
like,
right,
no,
yeah.
fuck. So that went, and then like my keytar. Fun fact is run by 8 AA batteries. Okay,
Oh,
don't ask
8.
me why.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the power structure. I don't know why
Yeah.
that's how they made it. So and it has like a back. You know how like you take out like if you have a remote control, there's like a little backing. You unclip it, you put
Oh,
the
right.
batteries in, you put the backing back in. So the backing of my keytar just decided to pop out while I'm using it on stage, and and then like 2 of the batteries come flying out on stage right after,
Oh
and then
man.
so then my keytar's completely useless. And so I'm like, shit. And like somehow, I don't even know, somehow, shout out to Jack Liu, the photographer, he like found the batteries on stage. And I'm like, again, and they're black batteries. Like, so I don't know how the hell he found it, but he's just
Wow.
like, here you go. I think my other buddy Edson did too, but it was just like, here you go. And I was like, okay. So I like turn around and
Oh,
like clap it in and da 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 da. And like, so it
oh,
was just like that show. And like, then later on in the show,
yeah.
there's a song that I have in my set where I just kind of go, full blown, like I just go ape, like balls to the wall kind of thing. And I'm in the audience, or I'm on a bar, I'm standing on
Oh my God.
something. And so I'm standing on the bar, and I didn't realize the bar at the Viper Room was as like short to the ceiling as I
Oh,
had
yeah,
thought.
yeah.
And
Okay.
so I'm like about to get on this thing, and then I'm like, oh shit, my head.
Oh,
And so I'm like crouching. I'm like, like instead of like doing the more like badass thing that I
yeah. We
was
don't want you to
intending on
pass out
doing.
now into the bar.
Right. So I was like, well, I was like, it was just so like that show specifically. Again, so you had Pete, you had my corset, you had my guitar, you had the bar. That show was like, okay, Jules, how bad do you want it? Like,
Yeah. Anything
how
else you want to add to the show?
anything else? Like, literally, I was like, okay, like,
Oh my
sure,
God.
why not? So, like, for me, it's like, okay, well, I just have to kind of take it and run with it. And, like, I think it's just that's kind of how I approach performing, anyways. Is like, look, like, I'm thinking, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
I'm always thinking. Like, I'm always like, okay, I can do this move, I can do that, or like, I got
That's
this thing coming up
good.
next thing. Like, I'm always
Yeah.
thinking while but there's also, like, you kind of have to just let go of a lot
Just
of, like,
yeah. A lot of things are
you
sometimes out
know,
of your control.
no, and like that's like sort of where like the inhibitions just have to leave, and they
Yeah.
do for me. It's like, all right, like it will not be a perfect show, and that is okay,
Yeah.
but it will be a really good show. I'll tell you
Wait,
that.
I want to go back to when you stood on the
Oh, you mean like this?
yeah.
Like this?
So you
Yes.
actually got up and you hit your head?
I was close. I didn't
Oh,
actually
okay.
hit
I
it
actually thought you did, and
because
you just like went like this with
oh,
your head,
I've
like,
done that. I've done that before too. Now, you should have seen me hanging off the
oh my
balcony
God.
at the Troubadour. That was
Oh,
way more fun. But anywho, no, like that one was like I just misjudged like
okay,
because I think the ceiling over the bar was just like 2 feet lower than like the rest of the venue.
okay.
It was just like something like that. I don't know. So I went up, and then I was like, whoop, gotta stay down, gotta stay down. Okay, I guess we're just gonna do a weird little like crouch walk across this bar instead of what I was going to do, but
Well, thank
that's
God you know how
okay.
to adjust to it a lot. That's your surroundings.
I mean, there have been times where I definitely like wake up the next day and I'm like, oh, that's a bruise.
Mm,
Oh, I didn't know I landed that way. Oh, okay.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I've absolutely like eaten it, like jumping off of a stage before, and I'm just like, I'll make it a pretty landing, but I'll smile, like, what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying though, because it's like, and I think people get a kick out of that, because it's like, hey, this girl just keeps going,
Yeah. My
like,
God, where does this
she's
energy come from?
literally like
Yeah.
where, like, I've had, my mom's so cute. She saw me at the San Diego House of Blues, and she was like, you've made me exhausted just by watching your set. I was like, I did my job. Did my
Right?
job.
Like, well, did you at least enjoy the songs though?
Right. I'm like, but mom, what about that? And she's like, oh yeah, no, that was great too. But
Okay,
like,
okay, cool.
I'm exhausted.
Like, I need a Red Bull.
Literally, she was
Yeah,
like, girl, I don't know how you do it. I was like,
that's
I
hilarious.
I collapsed. That's how I do it.
Wow. Well, I mean, geez, it sounds like your shows are so much fun. I definitely want to be a part of one and be like, oh my God.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, just like
As
body surfing,
there
all
was
that.
guitar surfing. I have done guitar
Okay, you
surfing.
have? Okay, cool.
I've done that. No, there's a lot. No, it's a very, my shows are very like physical, like engaging, super high energy, very theatrical. Like
Nice.
I'm with it with the audience. Like we're
Yeah.
locked in kind of thing. So no, I mean that's the thing though. 'Cause it's like, I'm competing against like you sitting on your couch, like you just like chilling, you paying $1,000 to go see Taylor Swift. So it's like, if you're going to come out, like I'm going to give you a show.
Yeah. Hey, I like that. Yeah, that's true. All right. If I'm
Yeah.
here at the House of Blues, I want to see what you got.
That's what I mean. Next time I'm in Vegas, man, I'll hit you up and you'll be like,
Oh, yeah.
I get
Yeah.
it.
So speaking of shows, what's your upcoming shows before we end on the episode?
Yeah. So I have my summer tour coming up is the Cathartica Summer Tour.
Okay.
And I am playing kind of all around the Southern California area.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
Yeah, so my first leg of it is next weekend. I'm playing Next Fest in the Pomona, LA County Fairgrounds. I'm playing Rockefeller's in Corona, and then I'm playing the infamous Doll Hut in Anaheim.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, and then in June I got a couple other shows like in Santa Ana, and then in Santa Barbara actually as well. I have a really great connect up there.
Nice. Okay.
Yep, August we're doing the Dirty Mount Mondays downtown LA, downtown LA edition. So they have like two stages, one's indoor, one's outdoor. It's like kind of a mini festival. Just doing that, and I got a couple other shows in September, and yeah, we're just trying to do the
So,
thing. But yeah,
anything in the works for Vegas? Please,
No, I know it. Yes, like
so I
a
could
thousand
experience
percent.
that.
No, like 1,000%. I mean, a thousand percent. No, I mean, it's I kept it like within a certain radius,
Okay.
just for cost,
Okay.
honestly.
Yeah.
I pay all my musicians, gas, all that jazz, and so, but Vegas, like my parents are there, all that. So like, there's absolutely like that. If I go outside the state soon, which I'm hopeful to do, like that's probably my first stop. And like, for me, I'm trying to use this tour to kind of be like, hey, like I'm doing all this by myself. Imagine what can happen if you give me a little bit of funding,
Okay.
management, booking,
Yeah.
booking agencies, whatever, and then I can get even further out. So, starting kind of it's not locally, but, starting out regionally and then kind of
Yeah.
going out from there and just seeing how much more I can expand the circle kind of thing.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you do, get that because after your music, yeah, you should already have like a world tour.
Dude, that's the
Yeah.
goal.
That's the
Stadiums
goal.
are the goal, man. I
Yeah.
can't, I can't help it. Like I wish I was sometimes I wish I was someone that like didn't have as big of dreams as I do, just because I would probably be a happier person. But, I mean that's why I'm on this earth. That's why I'm here. So I'm just gonna
Yeah.
kind of keep
And keep on
keep pushing
dreaming.
until I can. Right. Keep pushing until I can. So
Yeah. And who
yeah.
knows? An artist, might be like, hey, how about open for me and tour with me?
Oh, dude, that's the goal. A
Yeah. It's
hundred
like,
percent. No, yeah. I mean, I'm. That's another thing I'm looking to do. Like, I'm looking to use like my last tour and this tour as like, hey, I'm out here. I'm doing the thing. Like, da
yeah.
da. See my name, see my dates, da 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 da, and like, So I'd love to get picked up by like an opening act to I'm sorry, by a headliner to then open for them.
Right. Yeah.
Like that kind of a thing. So like 100%, absolutely.
Nice.
That's the next goal for sure.
Cool. Well, Jules, before we end, what are your Instagram links so we can stay updated on your new music coming out, shows,
Yes.
all that good stuff?
Yes. Yes. I am at Jules and the Howl, HOWL, like, oh, so that's
Yeah,
me.
that's
Go
you.
ahead, go ahead and check me out there. Come be a howler. Those are my fans, are the howlers. So come be a howler. It's gonna be great.
All right, cool deal. And guys, if you'd like to share your story on Rhythm and Roads, my Instagram is Joshua Jacob Official. Feel free to come on and share your story. And you never know who you're going to impact just by you sharing that story. It could just take one person. So, but Jules, thank you again for wow, what an incredible interview. Just having this
Thank
fun
you.
and yeah, just getting to know your story and your journey. And yeah, just keep on dreaming and believe and know that live the impossible. And right now your music it's definitely up there for me to really be already like I want to see you live. Like it's so
Oh, thank
good.
you.
Very
Thank
good.
you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you for the time and thank you for what you do for indie artists and
Oh, of
entertainers.
course.
And,
Yeah.
that I'm so excited to meet you in person soon. And hopefully I'll be in Vegas soon.
Yeah. All right. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. But yeah, guys, thank you again for watching this episode with Jules and the Howl. Ow!
Oh! Yeah,
And
let's
this is
go.
Joshua Jacob with Rhythm and Roads, Las Vegas, Los Angeles. Thank you for watching.